Okay, yeah.
I did, I drank them all. I'll probably wait for more time.
Resolution 307-062-008, our audit. Glossy fairy tales are fine. The problem is believing them. I believe that there are many serious problems with our audit, and I do not think that we've been told about all of them. And here are some of my findings. First, in the published version of the audit, we went from 65 million to 80 million in cash and interest. On the 15 million difference, you got approximately $2 million in there. And I would like to know from the legal notice, which is where it was, what happened to the $2 million in interest and interest-bearing accounts that we have. I think it's really difficult tonight to get any answers because we do not have our auditor here. And I think that the least that could have happened tonight was that he could have been here or one of his associates to answer some of these questions. Because obviously, all of you are not going to even know what I'm probably talking about. Legal fees. Oh, beloved legal fees. Some of them went as high as $200,000 when darling Mr. Ranone was with us. And basically, there is nothing in here except a separate area where there has to be additional reporting. But there was nothing in here that showed exactly what our legal fees were. So that, again, is another question, and something else that I think should have been included in any audit that comes out of Edison Township. Then, next, the health benefits that were mentioned the other night. Indeed, there is a private vendor now that we had, and now we've gone to self-insurance, and we're still having problems with claims. And that was mentioned the other night as well, and that comes to at least 14 million every year. So I have a problem with that. Regarding segregation of duties, we have how many employees in Edison Township in this building? What is it, 600 or 500 or whatever it is? It certainly is enough that we should have more than one person in licenses and permits, recreation, animal shelter, engineering, police records clerk, health and construction code, yet no change has been attempted. And this has been going on for years and years. And I don't see why it's continuing. It shouldn't be happening that the same person who collects the money is depositing the money. There are too many things that can go wrong with all of that. That's too much responsibility on one person, and it just should not be happening. Also, in your audit, it said that the police and fire absences should be transferred to the payroll office. Now, I don't know why that didn't happen a long time ago. I really don't understand why that didn't happen a long time ago. Also, with the modern technology that we have, I don't understand why there is a problem of availability of funds. That should certainly be something that we should have on a computer and should certainly be easy to get at. Even I put my own funds on a computer and I can tell exactly what I have for whatever expenses that I have. There are also problems here with something that slipped through the cracks on the threshold on bidding. We went from 17,500 to 21,000, 25,000.
Excuse me, Mr. Townshend. Could you just...
Yes?
Councilman Peasy? Councilman Peasy? Excuse me. Well, I don't have my... If you're going to have a conversation, I'm having trouble hearing Councilwoman Tousman. Could you take it outside, please? Sorry to interrupt you.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Anyway, then there's something else in here which I also think should have happened. You are the official purse strings for this town. You, as the council, are the purse strings. I can't understand why, if we have trust fund reserves that are dedicated by rider, resolutions have not been prepared for council approval in order to be submitted for approval to the local government finances. I don't know why this is not being done. Certainly with trust funds, we're talking a lot of cash. We're talking Green Acres, we're talking a lot of cash. There are many trust funds that are out there. From the recommended section of the audit, I will now go into the interfund loans. Now, this was a fund that was about $13 million worth a few years ago. And I looked at the printout that we had in our legal notice. And guess what? I see $13 million there again. So I don't know what's happened to that, but I would certainly like to know more about it. Also, your auditor did not recommend a fixed asset, but again, it is state law, and I would certainly like to see it as a starting point. I think that basically we should have a fixed asset inventory and know where we're at, so that basically whatever we add on to, we have a starting point. So I think the state of New Jersey was wise in insisting on that. I just have a few more, Mr. Or do you want me to come back?
It's for speed. Can you come back?
Okay, I'll come back.
Thank you.
Yep.
Anyone else on the consent agenda? Mr. Karabinchak?
Rob Karabinchak, 84 F Street. Just one, R308. It's with the tax appeal for a hotel on 27th. Can somebody just explain which hotel it is? I'm not...
Jeff, you want to take that one? 308.
I believe that this is the Clarion, right here next to the municipal building.
That's correct, Mr. Lear.
And can you tell me how the settlement is structured?
Mr. Holberg actually would have more information about that. The structure of the tax appeal settlement on the Clarion Hotel, Route 27.
If you can just give me a couple seconds on that, I'll find the paper. Chair, that's going to be refunded as a combination of disbursement and credits on future bills.
So there's going to be an actual refund to the owner?
Yes.
And in future credits, can you tell me what the refund amount's going to be?
If you allow me, I'll be able to give the split of that. All the documentation I have just identifies the total amount of the refund, but I'll be able to provide that.
All right, so there'll be a cash refund and then...
Yes, a portion will be cash and a portion will be credit on their bill.
All right, well, just give me the total then, and then when my time's up, grab them, what it is. You hear a pin drop.
About $162,000 and change. Excuse me.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else on the resolutions? Ms. Walker?